Hey YouTube, today I managed to, I'm going to turn that off, got a fan in it, Marshall MG Series 100hdfx. I got that, somebody asked me if I could fix amps and I was like, not really, no. So I've got a bit of the fear because in valve amps you can get killed basically. Don't be messing about in valve amps, but that's not a valve amp, so I said I'd have a look at it. Turned out to be a guy I was talking to at that party. Didn't recognise his name on Facebook. So I managed to fix it. Yeah, it's got a really noisy fan. The fan's actually a replacement in it and it was all gumped up, which is maybe one of the reasons why it wasn't working. So I took bits and fixed it, but it just kind of looks like a computer fan. And when I got it, the noise it made was just like a sort of, as in, I'm going to blow up type, being wedged. It was like a motor just killing itself basically. So now it doesn't do that, but it is still pretty noisy. So for an in the house amp, not so good. And saying that, that's got a fan in it as well, so that's why. Well, one of the reasons I don't use that in here. The other reason being it's so loud I would probably die. But I mean, it's 100 watts, so there's something going wrong. What is it that's causing this to? Might have to change guitar. It's got an overtone on the A string. I need to have a look at that. I don't know what you'll hear through the amp. I'm not going to use this guitar then. I'll need to have a look at that. I'll use the Shocking Bird. So I should really be using a guitar that other people will have, but I'll just use this one, just a single coil pickup in it. And it's in tune enough. So basically all these, this will just be demonstrating a bridge pickup with no tone control. Yeah, so turn it on. This is the clean channel. You hear the fan? I mean, it's just a computer fan. Like maybe where I've got it doesn't help much. But so there's your clean channel. It's actually got an effect reverb on it as well. So. Right, very much so. Right, the effects switched. I've got my 2-button push switch plugged into it. So that doesn't turn on and off the reverb. It might turn on and off the effects loop mix. No, the effects level. So we've got some delay on. Okay, so the 2-button foot switch turns on the chorus there. It's got the FDD button, which I don't know whether it's switched in or not, but basically I don't think you would ever want to undo it. There's it out, so or doesn't do it that much difference. And this is also we're in the clean channel. There's a clean and crunch, so the crunch channel is quite crunchy. The crunch thing really makes a huge difference. That's no pedals on. Turn off the crunch thing. Put the volume back up again. But the clean, if I change the channel onto overdrive channel. There's also an OD1 or OD2 button on this channel, so basically sounds pretty similar to what the Crew Crunch one does in No, I prefer OD1. Put that in as a clean track. That's me using the Joyo US Dream pedal to make it drive. I'll just go straight to the drive channel. I think it sounds pretty damn good. I could just probably get away with that. As I said before, I was doing a video last week of the Friedman wee mini heads and it didn't do clean. So kind of what I need for in here is an amp that does do clean. Basically I can't deal with that fan though. That fan is too noisy. It'd be fine if you're in the studio or something, but in the house, no, I can't deal with a fan that noisy. But it sounds better than it did when I got it. But actually the guy who owns it's in a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and it's like, I think more than any other band, if you're a Slash fan, you got your Epiphone Les Paul, that's the amp you want. That and a 4x12 cabinet. Just now I'm running it through the Trace Elliott 3x12. Although it does say on the back, minimum load 4 ohms and 100 watt output at 4 ohms, that's an 8 ohm cabinet, so it's probably only half that. I'm not really sure how solid state works. It certainly goes a hell of a lot louder than that. And it sounds pretty good up loud. Yeah, so I like the mg100hdfx. I would like to know that I would either maybe try another replacement fan, or you don't want to disconnect it in case it blows up. It's all in my throat now. Yeah, so fan, noisy, at a gagger in the studio. Not going to be that annoying, you know, especially if I've got like a fuzz pedal on. That kind of cancels the noise because you can hear the noise in the fuzz pedal a bit more. It's a clean channel there. As I said, it's got effects on it, which I never use effects anyway, but they do appear to work. So the foot switch, if you've got a 2-button foot switch, I think I might actually have one if you want to buy one, the guy who owns this. So along the front, I could be bringing the camera down, can't be bothered, you can look it up. Got the clean channel, which has gain, bass, middle and treble, and that clean crunch mode, which was a basically a whacking great big boost on top of it. I suppose it would give you 2 gain channels if you had it on boost, so it's not just clean, it can be gain. Channel select, or you can do it with the foot switch, which doesn't work because I've turned it off. And then in the overdrive you've got gain, you've got your overdrive 1 or overdrive 2 select, one of them, that's not foot switchable. Bass, middle, treble, contour and volume. And then you've got the digital effects section, which is preset / adjust. So we've got chorus, delay, CHR, chorus, and FLG, flanger. And then an effects level, a reverb's not part of the effects, it's a separate thing. And then an effects loop mix, for it's got an effects loop in the back for things that I don't really know how to use. And then there's the master volume at the end. And then you've got the FDD, which is frequency dependent damping or something like that. But I'm totally convinced that that switch is only there so you know the new thing that Marshall did that year. I don't think you would ever turn it off because it just sounds, it's like a better button. It's like, yep, you want FDD, it's good. Then a CD input and an emulated line out of headphone socket and a power socket. It doesn't weigh an absolute ton because it's not all valves, so it doesn't have the steel chassis. As you can see, it's slightly bigger than my Softtech. I don't think there was much on the back. On the back it had 2 speaker outputs, a minimum of 4 ohms, an effects loop in and out, and a foot switch and a power socket. I think that was kind of it. But yeah, but to be honest, it's like if you're, apart from the fan being that noisy, okay, the fan being that noisy, turn the gain. Dial D2. The FDD button. Is nice and it's good and it works for my pedals. Basically, if I put in a backing track, I should probably have given up on this video by now, but hey. So I mean, I would survive perfectly fine with that. So a gig, and that was the amp that I knew was going to be there. I maybe wouldn't bother taking an amp because I probably wouldn't need it. Sounds pretty good as it is. It doesn't sound like a wee amp. It's not a wee amp. It's 100 watt, but it doesn't sound like the like a wee boxy amp. Although that's probably to do with the fact I'm playing it through a pretty awesome speaker cabinet. But yeah, so. I think these things get looked down at a little bit. It's go, oh, you've got a Marshall stack. Oh, it's an MG one. Not a valve one. But it sounds like a Marshall to me. As I said, I keep moaning about that fan because I can totally hear it. I don't know if it's actually coming through on the mic, but the fan is loud. Might be maybe a wee bit of maybe going onto eBay and buying like a a slightly more expensive fan, because that one just looks like it's made in China. Basically all it's got on it is like a wee connector block with like a red and a black wire. That's all that powers it, so it's probably exactly the same as the one you put in like the back of a computer. I'm sure you could probably buy a slightly more expensive one that's quieter, because it's actually the fan that's making that noise, nothing else. So I'd maybe consider having a wee look at that with the owner of it if you're going to be trying to use it in the house, because that's just noisy. But sounds wise, I think it's a winner. I know they cost significantly less than that Friedman one, which it didn't do what I wanted to do. Now the question is, to be fair to myself, the question I asked at the start is, could I get away with this instead of, either the Softtech or the wee Laney? And the answer is no, because it doesn't have a clean. If I'd looked up the app before I did the review, I would probably have known that, but I didn't. So this one does do a clean, and it's fine. So I would run this just into the clean channel. Quite nice clean channel, and then I can just use my pedal board and my loop pedal the way I normally do, and everything fine. Rockin', catch y'all later.